All right, what's up, man? It's been a long time actually since I seen you. Do you remember the last time we were in person?
I was trying to figure that out. I think the video recording.
Yes, we came out in a music video together.
Yeah, that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, about 7 now. It's crazy how the time has flown. We connected through another Peruvian artist,
Right. Yes.
and it's actually something that I'm really excited about is to have a Peruvian on the podcast, and one that I'm not only proud to know, but like love to see your accomplishments. And I'm following your journey and just kind of seeing how things are going for you. It's exciting, bro. I'm rooting for you.
Thanks,
Que
man. I appreciate it.
los peruanos los tenemos que apoyar. So excited for you being here. So thank you for doing this. First of all, it's fun for me because you kind of don't know what direction this is going to go, and that makes it even more exciting. But typically, I start with a meditation here on the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, it's super simple. You don't have it's not crazy at all, I promise. All you have to
okay.
do, it's 5 seconds, not even. All you have to do is inhale love and then exhale gratitude. All right, super easy, right? That's all you have to do. And so what I actually do on this podcast is when we're done with our conversation, you're going to leave me a positive message for the next person. And obviously, you don't know who that next person is. You have no way of knowing what to tell them. And with that being said, I'm actually going to read you the message that was left for you from the other guest. So let me pull that up right now. Hopefully, it lands. If it doesn't, well, fuck it. Hopefully, it lands for whoever listens to it. There's whoever's listening to this. But the last guest wanted to leave you with this positive affirmation. They said, enjoy the moment. Start now. Whatever it is you want to do, start it right now. Time goes by so fast, you're going to wish you started sooner.
Right.
So take that message with you. Hopefully it means
That's
something.
as a musician, that's all we do.
Yeah. So let's start there. When you're Peruvian.
Yes,
You
I was born and raised.
born and raised in Peru. And what made your journey to the US, or how did that first came to be?
So I was lucky that I had some family here. My uncle was a citizen here in Los Angeles, and he invited my mother with her children, and I was the only one that was underage, so I got to come. And honestly, I didn't know anything about the city or the country even. I was barely learning some English, and my uncle was like, "Just come to LA, get your papers, and then you'll decide what you do." But I just came and I just stay. Yeah.
Nice. It's always good to have family. And you're in Southern California, which does have a lot of Peruvians, even though it's not so common bumping into them at the.
Yeah, I feel like we're like 30, 50 Peruvians. I don't know much more. I'm pretty sure we have a lot more, but like in the music industry, it's a small amount for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Before you started music, what was your, I mean, did you bring that with you from Peru, or was that
Yeah, of
something
course.
that started here?
No, I started doing music when I was like 10, probably. Something that I didn't choose, it just happened. I was doing, just I was doing life in, what's it called? Elementary school?
Yeah,
I mean,
elementary.
primaria. I don't,
Say it in Spanish, man. It's okay. Somos
I was in my
bilingüe.
primaria, and my school hired a music teacher, and we were taking these recorder lessons, those little plastic flutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And he noticed that I have some talent for music, so he recommended me to take lessons with a guitar teacher, and I studied classical guitar for like 3 years. Then, when I was in high school, I was doing some cajon classes and class, and the teacher again noticed that I had some talent for music and that I liked it, so he invited me to the band. So, and then when I got to the band, that new teacher was like, "Okay, what do you want to play?" And I was like, I had no idea because everything looks pretty, everything looks cool. There were saxophones, trombones, trumpets, and everything, but I didn't know anything. So the guy was like, "Hey, just play percussion," and I just stay there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So drums for those of us who maybe have not heard of a cajon or don't know what a cajon is, you want to talk a little bit about it and the importance it has to Peruvian culture?
Right. So it's basically just a one box with a hole in the back. You hit it with your palms, and you have two main sounds. You have what I call a galleta, which is like a high pitch sound, and the bass. And you can do like a different like. And I believe that was an instrument brought to Peru by Africans back with when we got discovered and conquered. And yeah, I think that that's where it started. And then what in 50s, something like that. Well, I don't know the year. Paco de Lucia came to Peru, and he brought the cajon and took that to Spain and became worldly known. But it's a very important instrument for our culture and Afro-Peruvian music, especially like festejos, landos, criollo music too, waltzes, tonderos, marineras, all that beautiful stuff.
Yeah, it is beautiful, and honestly, it's one of those instruments that, cuando no sabe, when someone knows, you can make a party out of any place,
Right. Yeah.
anywhere you are, any environment, you can
Yeah.
start a party.
It's a cool instrument. It's easy to carry to a gig that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a nice cajon that my mother brought from Peru for me,
Oh,
and
really?
I wish I knew how to play it better, but it's just super fun to mess around, and but I've heard some people do some really well, I'm sure you're one of those people who can do, like, some really cool stuff.
I
Sing
can
at the
defend
same
myself.
time and
I'm not like I played Pocahontas because I'm Peruvian, and I can defend myself, but it's not like I'm crazy because like people in Peru, especially uh those families like Santa Cruz, the Bayambrosio, those big families, they can play.
yeah. Yeah, the Peruvian parties, I think, in Peru are I mean, they go till the morning, right?
Yes, of course.
So when you finish high school and you're in percussion, you're in the band, where was the point where, like, because you're a professional musician. We haven't really
Yeah.
introduced that yet. You're a professional musician. You've done a lot of different types of music. You play
Mhm.
live music for salsa clubs. You've played for rock en español. You've done work with Latin Grammy nominated artists. So, you know, you've been nominated for Grammy even. So,
Yeah.
before we even talk about any of those things, what was it that launched you to do this? What was the point where you're like, "Hey, I can make this my job. I can make this something I want to do forever."
Right. My decision was very early. I don't even know if it was like I can make this happen. It was more like I couldn't imagine my life without it. When I was 17, I finished high school and I was like it was the moment for me to decide what I was going to do with my life. And I thought about being a lawyer, or I thought of being an architect, but I don't know. I thought myself about, I saw myself in the future when I was like 30, 40. I'm 30 now, actually.
No
40,
way,
50, I
dude.
guess.
You look so young still.
Thank you. 40, 50, I guess. And I was like, what I want for my life. And I decided that I couldn't live without music. So that's what I did. No.
Okay. And when it comes to playing the live events, do you have a preference for what type of music you prefer or you're open to anything?
I'm open to everything. I love music, honestly. I do enjoy playing all types of music. It's not like I have a favorite one. I Every type of music has its own particularities, its own language. And as long as I get to play with great musicians, it's a great time.
Your portfolio is a bit diverse. I know you've played at La Descarga. Is that correct?
Yeah, I played there for like about 3 years.
You played there for 3 years, and they do salsa music mainly, or what other types?
Yes. Yeah, it's a speakeasy club. They do a lot of burlesque shows. I will be playing with the burlesque events every Friday and Saturday and Wednesday. Also, I was doing Wednesday bachata night.
Okay, bachata.
And Friday, Saturday was salsa with burlesque. We play some rock as well, some jazz too. Yeah, pretty fun.
And then
I
when
stopped doing that though.
oh, you did stop doing that.
Yeah, I'm getting old. It's late.
So what do you find yourself doing more work of now?
Well, now I'm doing a lot of random stuff. Let me think. Honestly, everything like this. I play at church a lot.
Okay, church.
That's something I'm very passionate about. The gospel music. It's something that I was always very excited for and like inclined to. And when I came to Los Angeles, like that was the first thing I wanted to try it and experience. And I've been playing churches since I came, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love gospel music and all that. Yeah.
Okay, and that's where you're focusing now on gospel music, or
Well, yeah, in a sense, because I do want to get better at it since it's in a language that that I didn't grow up in.
oh, okay, English
You know,
church.
Yeah, it's all. How can I say this politely? They're just black people,
Oh, okay, nice.
and the music they do is, what you expect from that,
Yeah.
and it's pretty exciting. It's fun. It's a language that I enjoy. I do play a lot of R&B. I went to jazz school here,
Okay.
so I do love all of that, and I play different musics. Like I still play cumbias. I play a lot of Latin music as well. Last 2 weeks ago, I was in Las Vegas playing a cumbia show with this artist Dasser. This week or past week, I was with this artist Nico Rubio, which is like a Mexican American girl that does indie rock with reggae. We played at a reggae festival in Arizona. This Saturday, I'm playing some jazz stuff somewhere far. In 2 weeks, I'm playing in Big Bear, playing some Star Wars show.
Yeah.
A lot of random stuff, musicals, pop shows. I play with a lot of artists, a lot of pop,
When you find
anything to pay the bills.
there you go. So
Yeah,
you're basically a musician for hire. Anyone who
yeah.
needs drums only, or other instruments as well.
I do play percussion. I do not sell myself as a percussionist first because drum set is my main instrument. And there's this stigma that I want to avoid. I'm obviously Latino, and everybody expects that I play percussion, but I don't want to be seen as the percussion Latino guy.
Okay.
You know, I want to be as respected in different environments and different genres.
Okay.
So I do play percussions here and there in some gigs, but it's not something that I'm pursuing heavily.
Gotcha. And when you are currently working on so many different types of music. So when I think about just thinking about food, and just follow me here. When I'm thinking about food, I tried so many different foods. Eventually I get tired of all the different things, and I find myself eating the same thing more than others. Is there in music a time where you feel like, hey, I really want to do this? And if not, what is it that drives you to still want to push out to other different types?
Because diversity is pretty much what I enjoy about music. I get bored easily about stuff, and I don't know. There's so much to learn and so much to experience within each specific genre. So I never get tired of just learning, keep learning more and more stuff about each specific stuff. I never find myself like I just want to play this now.
So does that also stop you from being with a band more long term?
Well, what would stop me from there is money, you know?
Okay,
Bands don't make money.
that's true. Unless they're
It's a
touring
hard
or
yeah, it's a hard job, and even if you're touring, depends how well known is the artist that you're working with or the band that you're in, you know, that it takes how much money you can actually make, and most of the time, it's not enough money to survive in LA,
that's true.
and, I would love to go on tour, of course, but it has to be worth it, you know?
And what would you define worth it? As just taking care of the bills or leaving room for more? Like, what's worth it to you?
Well, there's different things that you gotta think about. Reach is important. Like if you play with a big artist, of course, that makes you look great.
Yeah,
It gives you credits, has more experience. That's great. Um, but also, it happens a lot. Then when you take a tour, like a month, 2 months, and then you come back to the city you live in, people forget about you. And they stop calling you for gigs.
uh,
So there's tours are fun, even though they're a lot of work. Um, but you gotta really think if something is worth it to sacrifice all your stable work just to go have fun.
yeah,
You know,
that makes sense. I didn't even think of that. Like you're gone for a few months, and people probably start looking for other folks instead of
of
you,
course,
and
especially in LA, we are full of talented musicians.
that's very true too.
Yeah,
And so, do you find yourself doing any recordings or recorded stuff
yeah.
for people as well?
Recordings is one of the my type of favorite jobs because I enjoy the fact of having credits of something and also like I can listen to a song and be like, oh, I did that, and that's fun. I do record. It's not as often as I would like. I would like to get more into that. But yeah, I've done recordings here and there. This is my suit actually I record. These are
Oh,
my drums that I record well when somebody hires me to do that.
yeah.
And yeah.
And so, talk to me a little bit about what your parents talked to you about when you told them you want to do music.
Well, I'm very grateful because they were very supportive. They never tried to discourage me from my path. My daddy wanted me to be a lawyer. He always thought that I would be very good at something like that. My mom was always very supportive because I guess since I was a child, um, I worked hard for what I wanted, and I showed them that I was serious about it.
No.
And I think because they respected my hard work, they decided that it was not a problem.
Okay. And they never brought up the conversation of like, what about health insurance or what about, just the things that maybe people don't think about? Because I have a son who wants to be a
Right.
musician, and I don't know if you remember, I'm also a musician, but I never did it for work. It was more of like, for me, I'm a songwriter, so I wrote my
Right.
own songs and did my own things. But what would you speak to on that as far as like, does it become a challenge getting sick for a gig or, needing to go to the doctor when you don't have insurance, if you have insurance or not?
Well, being a musician is very difficult. It's not an easy career at all. Even when I came here to the United States for the first time, I had to take any job that I could to survive. My first job was at McDonald's. I was a cashier at McDonald's.
Oh, nice.
I did that for like 6 months. Worst time of my life. And after that, I took different jobs until the music started to roll a little bit more. Well, there's many ways to survive in LA, in a city like LA. There's a lot of, you gotta learn how taxes work and like how you get benefits from the government and blah blah blah. And you learn how to if you're curious enough, there's information.
Okay.
As long as you want to work hard and you're willing to learn stuff, you anything can be possible. But you gotta be able you have to know you will sacrifice a lot of stuff to get to a point where music becomes a job.
Yeah. The whole thing about music being hard or really difficult in general, you mentioned also LA having a lot of talent. So someone's ready to take the opportunity if you're not. Talk to me a little bit about maybe those hard moments where you've struggled or where you maybe where does like when you lost a job to someone else or when you started seeing those things becoming things that actually happen, like how did you handle that? And where do you feel like is the best place to start?
Are you asking me? Can you rephrase that again?
Yeah, sorry. I asked that. I tried asking multiple questions at the same time. So basically, when you're taking into consideration how you could lose a job to someone else just because you aren't available or because something happens, how do you recover from that? And what does that feel like?
Well, if you lose a job because you're not available, that's a good thing, right? Because
Oh, well, yeah,
yeah,
because you're
actually,
working, sure, but
like this Saturday, I just got hit by 6 gigs,
wow,
and I took the one that pays the most, and the
okay,
one that it was cooler for me, I guess.
yeah,
But that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. At the beginning, I didn't see it like that. I will get anxiety. It's like, oh, I want to make all the gigs. And yes, you want to take every opportunity that you can, but if you are already working, there's no reason to feel bad to say no to another gig. Now, if losing a job for to somebody that is better than you, let's say like an audition, well, that happens. It's part of the job. You just gotta practice. That's all you can do. Try to get better. It's not personal. Although the industry works in different ways, and as an industry, there's a lot of unfair things. I try not to think too much about how life is unfair to me. I just think about, okay, if this was not a for me, it's not for me. So, you just gotta get better, practice, and try to make uh, a better version of yourself that gets the gig in the future. And I try to apply it to it with everything. No,
yeah, it's a good way of looking at it. Do you feel like there's a part of you that is there any part of you where you're thinking music is not the path for you, or is just you're all in on music forever?
no, I'm all in. Yes, I had these thoughts sometimes, but when I decided I want to be a musician, I told myself that I didn't want to die with no regrets. If this works, cool. If I just die trying, doing other jobs, taking whatever I I would have to do to survive, and I never made myself as a name in the music industry, it's fine. I'd rather die knowing that I tried than, never have done it.
Yeah. And are you doing any songwriting yourself?
No, I need to do that. I need to get to the creativity aspects of music,
Uh,
you know. That's something I haven't done, but I know I have to.
and maybe not just songwriting because there's many parts to songwriting, right? There's the lyric, there's the melody, there's the rhythm, there's the actual chords that you want to use. So
Right.
when I'm talking about songwriting, not even the beat part, that's not even something that
Oh
you
yeah, I guess so. That I can do. I've done that for sure. Yeah, that I can do.
okay.
But I never got into, okay, I'm gonna write a song and I'm gonna write the chords and like I'm gonna create something from scratch.
Yeah.
That I haven't never done
Mhm.
other for school projects.
Ah,
Because
okay.
when you go to jazz school, they ask you to write stuff, and I wrote like bullshit. So
Okay, basic songs.
yeah.
Got it. Okay, and would you ever be open to that? To creating
Yeah,
your own?
I know I have to. That would be great if I could ever, release an album that is mine, that I did. That's something that I will. It's on the bucket list.
Okay.
No,
And do you sing too?
not at all.
No, no singing. What
I
ab-
have pitch,
okay.
but my tone, ass.
What about rap or reggaeton?
No,
No? Not adventurous to do it?
no, 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 no.
Okay. Well, right now
I'm
it's
very
pretty popular.
self-aware. No, I know, but I'm very self-aware. I know that the areas that I'm not talented in,
Hmm.
so I stay on my lane.
Where do you feel like you need to work on? Where do you feel like you need the push right now as far as music goes? You have the diversity of music that you do. You have the gigs that you're getting because of your experience and whatnot. But what areas do you feel like you need to improve still?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that I need to get better at. It never ends. It's like the more you know, the more little details you find out about your playing that you're like, ooh, I want to perfect that, or at least I want to get better at that. Learning music is endless. There's a lot for me to learn. I'm trying to learn bass right now
Oh, nice.
sometimes because I don't have that much time, but it's something I also want to do. Maybe learn some more piano,
Yeah.
songwriting, too. Like that's something we just talked about.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a lot. Even in my playing, we did a specific genre. I'm trying to get better at gospel music, so I'm trying to learn more of the language, transcribing. Um, it's just endless, man.
Yeah. When you're listening to your old recordings, I know it happens to a lot of artists, but when you listen to your old recordings, do you find yourself saying you wish you could go back and redo that or redo
Yeah, that I
this?
sucked. Yeah, yeah, totally. It's funny actually. When I got to LA, I was trying to make music as any way I could, and people talk to me about this website called Craigslist, and sometimes people post like, "I need a drummer." So I made some connections through that, and I was part of a band for like 6 months, a year, something like that.
Yeah.
And we did record some songs that I played at, and yeah, I hear those back, and I'm like, I cringe myself out.
And as far as making connections in music, how important is that?
That's everything.
I think obviously networking is important, but I want to get down to the what do you think about music in LA specifically that makes it a hard to make connections, and then also what is the easy part about making connections?
Well, that's a little complicated. A lot of people have a lot to say about that specific aspect on the industry. The problem is like everybody trying to make it, right? Everybody's interested in their own path. And so you get to talk to a lot of people that, you know, are really trying to get to know you. They're just trying to get something out of you. And that's just part of the industry. I don't think um, I have anything against it. It's just part of human nature, I guess. And, you just try to be honest. I guess is the best advice. Just try to be honest, make honest connections. Yeah, that's what I try to do, I guess.
Do you feel like you've made some genuine connections in LA?
Yeah, I do definitely. I A lot of the work that I get is actually because people recommend me to do stuff. But yeah, relationships are very valuable. That's pretty much everything. This music, the music industry is it's a lot about who you know and who knows about you.
Yeah. Do you feel also that there is any help in being Peruvian? Has that had any influence at all in getting you connections, or has that been something that everybody's like, "Oh, I've never heard about Peru," or "Where is Peru?" What has been your experience?
Well, definitely. I mean, at the beginning, especially because when I came, I didn't know anybody, nothing. And I have before I came, I was taking some cajon classes with Gillo Parodi, which is a great cajon player. It's a monster. And he told me, "Hey, connect with this guy. He's a friend of mine. He might help you." And then is Gino Gamboa. And he introduced me to his nephew, Aníbal Seminario. I did a gig with him, and then they invited me to play cajon with their orchestra, the Afro-Peruvian Jazz Orchestra,
Oh, nice.
which was led by Aníbal Seminario and Lorenzo Ferrero. And that was the band that got nominated to a Grammy in 2020 for Best Latin Jazz Album.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's how you
And it
landed.
just happened because I'm Peruvian, nothing else. Because I can play some cajon, and that's pretty much it.
And so now you get to add that to your resume though, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. It's a pretty cool thing. And they were very nice to me. Actually, Nivo, he's one of the big reasons I get a lot of work now. Because when I was 22 and I was thinking about what to do, in that time I called him one time because he offered to help me out and maneuver music industry in LA. And I called him and I was like, "What should I do?" Because my original dream was to go to Berkeley and study music in Boston. I got in, I applied, I got in, but I didn't get the scholarship that I needed, and I'm broke, so
Yeah, it's
I didn't
expensive
do that.
too.
But then Anil told me to, if you want to stay in LA, if you want to work in LA, you should study in LA because at the end, connections is the most important thing. And if you know a lot of people, if you stay here in LA and you study in LA, by the end of your bachelor's, you're gonna know a lot of people, and that's literally what happened. I went to Pasadena City College for 2 years. Then I transferred to Cal State Northridge season, where I got my bachelor's in jazz.
Nice.
And that own decision decided pretty much everything that happened in my life until now.
Wow. And you're
Yeah.
still connected with a lot of the people that you met in those classes, or
Well, yeah. Some of them are really good friends of mine,
okay,
especially the people that I met at Pasadena City College. I was lucky that I met a lot of talented people back then in that college. And then when I went to CSUN, yeah, I have some really good connections that I made there. But most of the work that I have right now is through the pop side of the industry. Trying to think. Yeah, has a lot of friends. Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. So one of the things that I like to touch on the podcast is faith and just how your spirituality guides you towards where you are in life and what you're doing. Can you talk to me a little bit about your journey, your spiritual journey, and
Oh,
how it's guiding you in music?
well. So now I'm a Christian.
Okay. You were born and
Uh,
raised.
I was born and raised in Peru, a Catholic country. My mom believes in God. My dad believes in nothing. They raised me as do whatever you want, believe whatever you want to believe. I had good mentorship in Peru about spirituality, and like I just have a really good amount of friends. Um, Carlos Ramirez is a very good friend of mine. He used to be the director at UCL. Right now, he's the director of Orquestando, which is a project created by Wilfredo Tarazona as a music director, orchestra director.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my friend Carlos invited me to go to his church, 2015, something like that.
Okay.
I will play there. I will, just hang out with the people. I was never very involved in the church, but I was close to some people that in the church, and I got, um, you know, I get surrounded by that a little bit. Then when I came to United States, I started playing Christian churches, Baptist churches especially. And I don't know, I just since I was born, I never had like the spiritual route. But then here, playing at these churches, I started to feel things, because even though it's a job and I get paid to play, it will be really weird for me to just be doing this every week and not be somewhat influenced by it.
Okay.
So now I'm Christian. I do believe in God, but I'm not a hardcore guy. I haven't even read the Bible.
Okay.
I need to. I want to. But yeah, I cannot say much more. I'm just there.
So when you're working on music, is there any part of you that feels like you're channeling energy from somewhere else, or is it just from you? Like what like I'm just going to give you an example. Whenever I come onto this podcast, like I'm not Christian, I'm not Catholic, I'm an omnist, which is someone who kind of just believes in everything and takes and shapes their own ideas from all the good things that they like from every theology. And so for me, when I'm on this podcast, before I started, I always talk to God, or in a way, I'm just like, yo, hey, man or girl, can you help me out and just make sure I deliver the best message possible, have the best conversation with this person, and use me as a vessel to kind of bring out whatever it is you want to bring out from this. Like, I'll be your tool for this combo. And so that's kind of how I feel. It's the same thing I do when I'm doing a presentation at work, when I'm doing a webinar, when I did comedy. It was just like, I want to do what needs to be done. And I have to accept that by the end of it, it was the best possible case scenario because that's what the universe led me to or guided me to. So do you have any of that in your music at all?
Well, that's worship by itself. When you are playing in church and you are worshiping, the mindset, as far as I know, is that you're just a vessel, right? And you guide that energy from God through the mass. So that's the whole point, and I believe that's one of the reasons why African American drummers are so good, because they
Yes.
don't even think about technicality or anything. Of course, they use your brain, of course, but they trust that God will fulfill um, them so they can fulfill the role.
Yeah.
That's how I understand things. I might be wrong. I don't
No, not at all.
know. But yeah, that's that, and that's something that I've been trying to learn. Just kind of let go a little bit of my own control. You gotta learn you're not the one riding the car.
Yeah.
It's you're just the vessel.
We're just I forget what the quote is, but we're just this life experiencing we're experiencing life through the eyes of a soul that is not our own or something. I
Yeah.
forget. I totally butchered that quote. Totally fucked it up, but something like that.
It's all right. I got the message.
There you go. Uh Talk to me a little bit about your success, your growth, the things that you're proud of. What would be the moment that you think, have you had a moment yet where you're like, everything I've done was worth it because of this moment? Like everything I've gone through, all the sacrifice, all the maybe, you know, barely making it on bills, maybe whatever, if you've had that scenario.
Have you watched the movie F1?
I have not, but I've wanted to. It's on my queue. It's the one with Brett Favre, right? I mean, Brett
Brad
Favre,
Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Sorry.
Yeah, very good movie
Okay.
because it's about passion. I don't know how to talk about this without spoiling the movie.
No, you can spoil it. It's okay. I'll watch it still.
Okay. So at the end, there's a scene where when Brad Pitt is driving his car, and it's a race, of course, and he's about to win. He's not thinking about the prize itself, or like, as far as I remember, like, he's not thinking about the end goal. He's just enjoying that beautiful moment that he got of riding and feeling complete. I guess I don't know how to put it really into words, but there've been moments in my life where even whether I was playing or I was listening to music, and I felt the specific things that you don't feel in daily life, and I guess those little moments of pure joy of I'm playing and this feels perfect or amazing. I don't know.
It's that
I don't
moment
really
of
understand.
bliss, right? That moment where you're
Yeah, yeah. And those little moments make me feel like everything that I did for my career make it worth it because it's such a special feeling. And I remember all of them kind of. But I don't have a specific thing now that I'd be like, yeah, everything that I have done is worth it. I am proud of what I have achieved so far. I do want to get better. This is not my ceiling. There's a lot for me to learn, and there's a lot for me to conquer.
yes.
I don't know. It's a constant battle. I'm not really thinking about if it's worth it. You just go.
And then talk to me a little bit about your Grammy nomination. You mentioned to me that you got that simply because you're Peruvian. Is
Yeah.
is there a part of you that maybe doesn't look at that too much as an accomplishment because it was not uh directly
Well,
something?
the real heroes in there are Aníbal and Lorenzo.
Yes.
They wrote the arrangements, brought all the people together. Just it's a big band. You're just a little piece of the whole project.
Yeah.
So I just went there, played my part, and that's pretty much it. You know,
Okay.
I'm grateful, definitely, and I'm so glad that that happened. But it's definitely their achievement. Yeah,
So you feel it's more their achievement than
I was
yours.
just lucky enough to be in part of. I was invited to the to be a part of it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So I wanted to ask you some questions since you're Peruvian about what's your go-to spot in LA for Peruvian food?
I just know Chios. I don't know. I know Chios and Natalie's, which is in Glendale. Chios, good pollo a la brasa.
Is that the one in Glendale as well?
I believe I got in Sepulveda. No.
Oh, Sepulveda.
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually go there to get pollo a la brasa. The leche de tigre is decent too. But there's nothing in LA that is like home.
Okay. I totally understand that part
It's
because
close, but it's not the same.
yeah, I know. I know. We
I went to
try.
Peru 3 years ago or something like that. And the flight, it felt different. I felt like I touched heaven. Just the quality of the materials are so different.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
You
even in
you
El
eat a lot of plastic
Mercadito.
here.
Sorry?
Yeah. You eat a lot of plastic. That the meat, the quality of the meat feels different.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Even the Mercado food is just even leagues better. My
Yeah.
fiance just went to Peru last year for the first time,
Oh,
and I took her to La Lucha. I took her to all the places that are typical, and then we also went into los mercaditos so she could try different el pan con chicharrón or el pijerrey. I don't even know if they have that here. I've never seen that
I never seen that.
in LA actually. So that's would be interesting to see if there is a place that has it, but no, I haven't seen it here.
I doubt it, Loki.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just so nice to have the food so fresh and taste so much.
Yeah, that's definitely something I miss. But there's so much food in here. That's also the good thing about LA. It's like I guess it has to do with my personality. The same way that I like different types of music,
Yeah.
I like different type of foods too.
Oh,
This is
okay.
the beauty of LA. You can eat sushi one day and Indian food the next day, and then Thai food and Filipino shit and like it's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, when it comes to goals and being a musician, what is your next big goal that you want to accomplish?
Big goal. So I don't get to decide the opportunities that I'm gonna be thrown at me, but I do get to decide how much time I can invest into my work. So my goals are just that: try to get better, perfection, the things that I need to get better at in my playing, learn more instruments, be more creative. Of course, go outside and meet people, touch some grass. But I just hope things keep happening.
Hmm.
People keep calling me for stuff. if you ask me for my goals as a personally, what I will dream of, I would love to go on a big tour with a big artist, definitely playing in stadiums. That's something I will love to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I I hope it happens for you, man. I think that would be really cool to see. Do you feel AI becoming an issue in the music industry as heavy as, say, other artists like creatives have been feeling lately?
Huh. I don't have a take like, well, I do have a take, but like, it is scary for sure. I don't really create that much music, so I'm, you know, not particularly affected by it. Most of I do is live music
Yeah.
and recordings, which even then, like, not everybody records drums anymore. Everybody has they just produce their drums on the computer, and that's what they release. It's definitely scary. Sudo makes really cool stuff that sometimes it's even hard to accept that they were made by a computer. But life is just gonna happen. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of artists are concerned a little bit about AI kind of making things and becoming popular on streamers and like just becoming like good music being played a lot and it getting
Yeah, it's
better.
definitely scary. It's unfair. I hope that politicians, which I doubt honestly, make things so that people can be the art. We own art. Politicians, especially in this country, love to take advantage of whatever they can to make more money.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that. I think one of the benefits or strengths that we have is that the live music, anyway, won't be something that AI can replicate, at least unless you go or open to see a robot playing drums. But
I don't think anybody would like to go pay for a ticket to see some robots.
no, I don't think so either. So I think the live events are going to be okay. And as far as politics go, I think that's why it's important to go out and vote and make sure you
Right.
are supporting a politician who is trying to regulate AI and finding good ways to do so. Alex, we have one question that I ask everybody on my podcast. It's generated by AI, speaking of AI. And so I am going to generate the question, first of all. And then, secondly, I'm going to generate an emotion that's tied to it. So
Sure.
it like call it a vessel, call it technology, whatever. Maybe this is God's will, but it's going to generate a question for you, and we're going to tie an emotion, and you're going to answer that question based off the emotion. Make sense?
Repeat it again, please.
So I'm going to give you a question. It could be like, what is your favorite memory? And then I'm going to draw an emotion, and let's say the emotion is sad. So you have to bring up an emotion that was your favorite memory. Sorry, you have to bring up a favorite memory that was tied to being sad as the emotion.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So the question for you is, was there a moment that you almost quit for good? Look, I drew this up randomly. Okay. I swear. Was there a moment you almost quit for good? What kept you from it? And are you glad that it did? And then your emotion is, how does this tie to your identity? What is the most true thing you know about yourself?
Let's see if I can respond this correctly. So there was never a moment that I wanted to quit. I'm very stubborn, which is bad. I never know how to quit. I never had a moment where I was like, this is not working out. I just keep pushing until it works out. That's pretty much how I live. Which is bad for relationships. And how that is tied to my personality. Well,
Your
what I
identity.
think about myself, identity. Well, I'm trying to learn that my job is know who I am. Because, the society tells you that your worth is based on what you do and how much you achieve, which of course makes sense. We all do that. But at the same time, um, it's as important as what kind of person you are. As I'm becoming older, I'm an adult now, and I guess I'm trying to understand that playing is musical is not all. So I need to also work on what kind of person I am, how am I with my family and things like that. But I base a lot of my self worth on what I do and like what I accomplish as well. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna keep. I don't want to stay here and say bullshit. Uh, I guess we all do that. But I'm just trying. I'm learning how not to be like that.
So your stubbornness kept you from quitting. Are you glad that it
Yeah.
does?
Yeah, but because I'm stubborn, I never thought about
Doing it.
yeah,
You mentioned dating, making it hard. Is it also hard because you're a musician on top of that?
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Because there's a lot of beautiful girls in music,
Yeah.
and you gotta separate your work.
And the venues and the clubs that you perform at or the
Yeah, you should. Well, the clubs are fine. If you meet girls in the club, who cares? But you shouldn't mess around with the artists that you work with,
Oh yeah, 100%.
or the people that you work with.
No, 100%, man. Just last thing I wanted to say is, thank you for taking this time to join me and for doing this. I really appreciate it. Es un orgullo tener un peruano en mi podcast. Creo que eres el primer peruano. And looking forward to hopefully connecting with more. I have a Peruvian comedian actress who's going to come on later sometime, but
What was her name?
Luz Pasos. She came out in the HBO show The Brothers Garcia, the remake, or the second part of it. She's a comedian. She talks about Peru and just dating here in the U.S. and it's kind of funny, man. It's I'm sure you'll relate because when she remedies her mom, or she's like, like when she's like making fun of her mom, she uses like all the language and the words that Peruvians would know, and you can hear her
Right.
accent. So it's a good time.
Right.
She performs around LA. She's gonna be in New York next.
Oh, she lives in LA.
She lives in LA, yeah, or I think she may have moved recently, but I know she lives in LA, or she lived in LA.
Yeah, dating in LA stuff is definitely no.
I think that as long as you're doing what you're supposed to, you'll find the right person at the right place, right time, in the perfect way.
Yeah, funny enough, I went to visit my friend on Wednesday, I think, after a gig.
Okay.
I was really close by his house, like I just gonna go. And there was this girl in his couch because she had a thing with her apartment and she needed to crash to somebody's house and their friends, and she was there. So I met her there and I just started talking to her and I asked her out. We had a date on Saturday
Well,
and we have a date on Wednesday now.
nice.
Yeah, second date.
Well, best
I
of
had that in a while. Yeah.
well, good luck. You'll have to update us next time we
Thanks for
talk.
that.
But thanks a lot, Alex, for doing this. Appreciate your time, man. I'll let you know where can people find you. Where can people like look you up if they want to hire you for music? Where can I share your YouTube, Instagram? Like what do you want to promote?
I'm everywhere as Alex Withmory. So Alex, and Withmory is spelled Withmory. I'm everywhere like that. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
Awesome. It makes it easier to just
My email is the same time as well.
oh
AlexWithmory@gmail.com.
perfect, super easy, awesome, man. So I'll make sure I plug that in. I'll add those tags and make sure people can find you. Thanks again for joining us today, and for everybody else, thank you for listening. Don't lose faith, lose fear, peace, and let your heart be light. I'll see you guys.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, dude. Let me just